and welcome back to my channel. So I have this green smoky eye halo eyeshadow for you guys, and if you want to see how I did it, then just keep on watching. So I'm starting off with my eyebrows, and I'm using the Ruby Kisses eyebrow pencil in dark brown, and I'm just basically filling out my brows and mimicking my tail because for some reason the hair doesn't grow back there anymore. But that's what I'm doing with my brows, and then I'm going to clean them up with my NYX Got You Covered concealer, and a little bit of that goes a long way. And I also added this onto my lid. To clean the top of my brows, I mixed my Jordana 2-in-1 foundation concealer and the NYX Got You Covered, and made the match a little bit darker, and then I blend out with my finger. And then for my eyeshadow, I'm going to take the Vice 3 palette, and I'm going to take the shade Bitter, and that's going to be one of my transition colors. So I'm just applying this into my crease, blending upwards. I do want to add that after I set my concealer to clean my brows and place the concealer on my lid, I used the color, the middle shade from the Black Radiance contour palette, that middle shade, and I used that to set the whole eye area before placing the eyeshadow down. So next, I'm going to take my brow bone color, the brow bone highlight color, and I went in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills World Traveler palette, and I'm using the shade Soft Peach. And then I'm going to take my Coastal Scents Chocolatier eyeshadow. This is like one of my favorite eyeshadows, and I'm just using this to darken my crease area, placing that on top of the Bitter shade from the Urban Decay. So now I'm going to take my L'Oreal gel liner. I couldn't find my Black Bean by NYX, but I just use this as a base for my eyeshadow. And I'm going to take my Vice 2 palette and use the shade Prank. This shade is one of my favorites out of the palette. It's a really pretty color. It looks blue, and it has some like green shimmers in it. It's a really, really pretty color. So I'm just placing this onto my lid, and I'm applying it a bit towards my crease area and blending it out slightly. You'll see me going back and forth between different blending brushes, just making sure I don't have a harsh line. So I'm just packing on the color and making sure that you'll be able to see the eyelid color when my eyes are closed and stuff like that. So I'm going to go in with Cocoa Bear on a flat shader blending brush, and as you can see, it swept off some of the color, but I'm just making sure that I don't have a harsh line. So I'm just basically going back and forth between the two shades, applying and blending out some of the color so it can stay pigmented but also not have such a harsh line. Now I'm just adding back that depth. I'm trying to match the first eye with this eye, so I'm going back in with Chocolatier and just adding that into my crease to deepen the eyeshadow. So now that I got that right, I'm going to go back in with the shade Bitter from the Vice 3 palette, and I'm just reapplying a little bit of that shade into my transition color area. And then I did it off camera, but I did go ahead and reapply some of the Soft Peach. So for my lid color, I'm going to take Damaged, also from the Vice 2 palette, and I placed this in the middle, just in the middle of my lid, because I wanted to do a halo eye. So I guess you could call this shade, I guess you can call this look a double halo. So I took the damaged shade with a small shader brush and I applied that just to the center of my lid. And then I'm going to go ahead with Stash, which is also in the Vice 2 palette, and I placed that right in the center of Damaged, just in the center right there. And I really like how this look turned out. Onto the face, I mixed my Jordana and Maybelline foundation, and I primed my face with my e.l.f. Mineral Infused Primer and also the Becca Evermatte Poreless. And I just mixed those two together to match me. I could have went with a little bit more of the Jordana shade, but overall it's fine. It worked out fine. And you'll also see that my lighting is looking a little bright, and I did adjust it. I just applied it with my Real Techniques buffing brush, and then I went ahead and used my beauty blender to blend out the rest of the foundation. And then I'm going to use my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I really like this concealer, and I just applied that in the areas where I normally highlight, and there you'll see me adjusting my my camera because I was looking a bit too bright. So as you can see, the mixed foundation shades, it worked out fine. Yeah, that was better. And then I blended it out with my beauty blender. And then I set with my Laura Mercier translucent powder, which I'm running out of, so I need to pick up another one. So the contour, I'm going to take my Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette. And this is one of my favorite palettes to contour with. And you can get it at Target, CVS. It'll run you about $8 or $7 depending on some stores. And I really like this palette, and the highlighting shade is also bomb. So that's what I'm using to contour the areas around my face. To bronze, I haven't bronzed in a long time. I kind of miss using this. This is my Bobbi Brown bronzer, I believe in the shade Deep 4 or something like that. But I'm applying this on top of my contour, a little bit above it in the areas where I've already contoured, and this will just add a warmer tone. Contour, I'm going to take my Nicka K contour duo. I got this from the beauty supply store. It was $1.99. And I used it comes with two shades, one dark and one like orangey type color. And I use the dark one sometimes to contour, but I always go back to the Black Radiance palette. But for my nose contour, I like that it's not too dark than your the cheek contour. So I like them to be different colors. I like my nose to be a bit more softer. So that's the shade that I use to contour my nose, and I use the Jessup one of the Jessup blending brushes to um, contour my nose. So I just want to do a close up of how I contour my nose. I think it looks pretty good. I'm no professional or anything, but yeah, I like using that for my nose contour. And it's only $1.99, and she also has a bunch of blushes for $1.99 as well. For my face powder, I used my L'Oreal Infallible, and I just used that and applied that all over my face to blend out any harsh line and to put some color back into my face. For my lower lash line, I took the first shade that I used, which was Prank, and I placed that in the center of my lower lash line. And then I took the shade Chocolatier and placed that on the inner and outer corner of my eye. Then for the inner corner of my eye, at first I used my e.l.f. highlighter contour, highlight contour palette duo powder, but it was a bit too cool tone, so I used my Black Radiance highlighting shade in the contour palette as my inner corner of my eye. I applied my liner and everything off camera, and my lips is Doral Cosmetics 1995 liquid lipstick and a dark brown lip liner. So that's all for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye guys.